Hello, and welcome to Geeks Assembled. Today, me and Susan are discussing a new episode of Doctor Who, which aired over a week ago. This is the first chance we've got to get together and speak about this one. It's Ncuti Gatwa's first full-length episode as the 15th Doctor, and it's called The Church on Ruby Road. It aired on Christmas Day, and we're recording this on New Year's Eve. So we've just been a week off, and now we've decided to talk about this. I don't know what to say about this one, Susan. Do you want to open it up with this one?
Yeah. Uh, um, Goblins, pirate
Right.
goblins,
Well,
and
can I?
go ahead.
You've just said goblins. When I watched this, I got Gremlins,
Uh-huh.
Labyrinth,
Uh-huh.
and Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah, because of he was kind of like the Goblin King was not like Labyrinth, but it was more like
Jabba
Jabba
on
the
his
Hutt. Yeah.
floating barge.
Yeah, floating barge. There you
with their
go.
musical band.
Oh yeah.
So I was watching that, and I was getting all these references. I'm thinking, oh right, okay. Back to you anyway. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, right. Well, yeah. Goblins, the Goblin King, who has a big mouth and a big tongue, and apparently he eats babies. And I also just I remember the Fourth Doctor and Leela first episode where uh he offers Leela a jelly baby and puts one in his mouth. And she says, ever so gently, which is a reference that came back this time. Oh, they said the evil one eats babies.
mm,
It ain't. So there it is. It takes a while for them to get it back, but they actually got back to an evil one who was eating babies. Anyway, sometimes it takes Doctor Who a while to get these arcs finished. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's another one of my head canons is that finished that thing. The the story of the sort of it's a wonderful life kind of story that is going on here where Ruby actually forms a positive uh spin point of her mother's life. That's that was pretty brilliant. I love that. I thought that that was really great, and I love that the doctor had to go sort of put those pieces together to figure that out, and a lot of that had to do with time travel. A lot of that had to do with making sure that these gremlins, like you said, you nailed it,
yeah.
nailed it. These gremlins didn't eat this her as a baby. Um, yeah. So and uh Judy Gatwa is pretty fun in his randomness. I mean, he seems really right now he just seems like really sort of fragmented. Like there's all these little parts of him that are just kind of coalescing. And that's fun. The you know the doctor in a nightclub, that was great. The doctor in sort of a coffee shop, the sort of thing. Yeah, and then like how he was kind of developing technology already.
Mm-hmm.
He hadn't been gone that long, but then you know he already had been working on gloves that took away weight, and then also the contextual the contextual point of focus from Sir Isaac Newton in the first David Tennant Redux episode to the first Shigegawa, that calling gravity mavity.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking on the Reddit, and Reddit has it out down as the mathematical application of velocity and interchange or intersection or whatever. And so like they were like trying to sort of spell it out in an acrostic fashion. And but I don't think that RTD went that deep. I think he just changed it. I don't know. He did, but no. I think gravity has been changed to mavity to show that a new timeline has been developed. And I think
Yeah.
that this is part of the mise en scène on Disney Plus, that there's a ton of multiverses, except for the only one that doesn't have multiverses is Star Wars. So here's that. Star Wars is the only thing that doesn't have multiverses right now. But it could,
It
because
could.
it could if Ahsoka goes a different way.
Yeah. Ah.
So anyway, but the reality of these multiverse creations and times and things was really really apparent in this. I mean, like they're doing a lot of stuff that they said that they really wouldn't do, because now it's been around for 60 years, and now you have to break all the rules that you set up at the beginning. And that's just the way it's going to be for a while.
Oh, please don't say that.
But I don't think you're going to be seeing too many of uh the original antagonists. I don't think so. Anyway, over to you, Lee.
Well, as I said at the beginning, as I watched this, this Christmas episode, yes, it had the Christmas feel because of the music and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. But there was no plot. There was really no plot. Once you took everything away, Goblins stole baby, Doctor gets baby back. That was what it really was. Um, RTD had, as I've said, stolen elements of Gremlins, Labyrinth, and Star Wars: Return of the Jedi,
Uh-huh.
and rolled it all into one. So there's a bit of plagiarism, um, and also as well, why have a musical interlude? I hated that. The
Oh,
mute. This I hated the Doctor singing. That no, sorry, no. It's gone for me. If it's going down the fantastical route, it's going to lose a lot of fans.
oh,
Um, because Doctor Who was always about science fiction. Okay, there was elements of fantasy in science fiction,
uh-huh.
but if it solely goes down the fantasy route, which it looks like it's going to, seeing as the first one has got goblins, has it been Disneyfied?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
the only thing I did like, I mean, I found Ruby, the character Ruby, quite boring and dull.
Oh,
But the only thing what did stand out for me was Shooty. Shooty Gatwa's Doctor has really struck a chord with me. As you say, he was a little bit here, a little bit there. He was a little bit all over the place, and I like that. He's getting
Yeah,
he's he's finding himself and he's gelling as the
yeah,
Doctor.
sure.
Um,
You know that
I
that
think
happens at every
yeah,
after every doctor's regeneration.
I can see him being a good Doctor in episodes to come. Um,
Yeah,
so he hasn't
yeah,
failed on that with me, because some doctors do. You know straight away, you think, oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, and the mystery as well of Mrs. Flood.
yeah. That was weird.
Um, so she's seen the TARDIS before. So who is Mrs. Flood?
I don't know.
I mean,
Isn't that actress in one of your soaps?
she used to be. She used to be in EastEnders years ago. She's
So wasn't EastEnders the one in
Dimensions in Time.
Dimensions of Time?
Yeah. Um, but I
I
think,
see. I always knew that was fucking canon. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think she'd left EastEnders by then. Um, but
Doesn't matter. You know what
she's
I mean.
but she's married. She's married to Brian May of Queen.
Oh, nice,
She's Mrs. May.
nice.
But yeah. So there's the mystery of Mrs. Flood. Who can she be? And
Huh.
people have been saying, oh, it's Susan, it's Romana, it's the Rani. It's going to be a character that Russell T Davies is just going to create out of the top of his head. You know that for a fact. It's not going to be a
I think it's going to be an EastEnders connection because of Dimensions in Time. I think that he is because he liked the Dimensions in Time a lot. Am I right?
uh, I don't know, but yeah. So for me, they were the only good for me. Shooty Doctor. I love that leather jacket. That is yeah, suits him down to the ground, and his energy in this
Yeah,
is brilliant.
he is
Uh,
fantastic. Like
yeah,
super energetic.
and I think it's a first as well. First, if I remember, let's have a look. Think first Doctor with a moustache.
Oh,
So there's a first Doctor Who with a moustache.
well, that's good.
Jodie didn't have one, did she?
No, he didn't.
I never watched any of her episodes. I don't know. No, I'm only kidding. But yeah, so he really did stand out. His performance in it was brilliant. Um, and said the mystery of Mrs. Flood is intrigued me. But for the story and the plot wise of it for me, a lot of people have said it's a Christmas episode. It's like a pantomime, which it came across like that.
Well, yeah, there wasn't any there wasn't any real jeopardy in it, you know.
No, because they got the baby back so easily. Um,
Well, they got the baby back of necessity because those two situations needed to resolve for the
yeah,
doctor to be able to move. Um,
um, and also they were on about people have gone online about who is Ruby's mother. I mean, with the person carrying her and leaving her outside the
oh
church.
yeah, yeah. Somebody suggested that was the Ronnie, and somebody suggested
Georgie
that
Whittaker.
was no, no. Somebody suggested that was Lady Christiana, or the one from Dead Planet.
Why would it be her?
I don't know.
But
And then somebody was taking the mick out with saying, no, it's that woman, the Moisturize Me one.
Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Yeah, all right.
Precisely.
It. I mean, there is going to be something there. RTD is going to write something or create something to do with that woman walking away, leaving Ruby
Uh-huh.
at the church. She was only called Ruby because that was the name of the road.
Uh-huh.
And some people are saying, is the church a TARDIS?
Oh.
Why do they say that? You didn't even see the inside of the church.
Oh.
I don't know, but RTD is quite fascinated with the colour red, isn't he? Ruby, rose. He's
Huh.
and he's done other TV programs with characters called Rose. He's obsessed with that name and
Huh.
red, and so I don't know. That's intrigue, but for plot wise, I didn't really rate the episode.
Oh, okay.
But as I say, it's only a Christmas episode, so
And I
once
love her grand laying there going, for love or money, I can't get a cup of tea.
I did like, yeah, I liked her. What was her name? Cherry.
Cherry. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like the grandmother character. Not so much the mother, but the grandmother I did like. Just just watching a cup of tea.
Just wanted a cup of tea.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's a strange one, this one. Um, and I've just recently come back to the world of Doctor Who reviews after a good 5 years break. Um, Hopefully, when the new season starts in May, the plots and the storylines will be a lot more. I don't know what you more watchable, shall I say?
Oh,
More because that episode for me, I saw it once and I didn't want to watch it again.
okay.
Sometimes you think, "Oh, that was good. I'll watch that again." So, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Shooty gets up to
Well,
and
I,
how
you
he.
know, I like that the fact that Ruby's always already like impacted somebody in a really positive way. So you're not starting out with somebody who's like some of the Moffat companions were like people who are, starting off with like a big chip on their shoulder,
Yeah.
like a long sort of run up to the point where they're able to, stand on their own and be sort of impacting the world in a positive way.
Hmm.
Ruby already is doing that. And so, my feeling right now is that much the same way Perry, who was able to stand there and impact the world in a positive way,
Yeah.
really a generous kind of companion, uh, that's going to be a turning point. Is that this?
Well, I hope the writing for that character gets a lot better because she didn't really have much to do.
No, because see, that's what I'm saying, is that because she started from a position of already being able to affect the universe in a positive way.
Mm,
That's what happens when many people start traveling with the doctor, is that all these broken pieces in their lives get healed up, and then they end up being able to make things really well and really safe and sane for other people by following the doctor's example.
mm,
And that's really, I mean, it was definitely the case with Rose Tyler. It was definitely the case with Clara, definitely the case with Mickey, definitely the case with Yeah, I mean Mickey couldn't even live without Rose hardly, and then he became a little bit more of a sure person
A
in
married
that.
man.
And Captain Jack, of course. Go ahead, what?
And then he married Martha.
And then he married Martha, and Martha became, she was already an amazing person, but she was running around with this sort of uh I'm less than feeling, and just by being near the doctor, she she achieved a real sense of self that was
One of my favorite companions was Martha.
yeah.
Very underrated, underappreciated.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the difference between like Perry and like a Tegan or Nissa. Perry was already really powerful, already able to like really impact the world around her, and changed Turlo, changed the Doctor. I mean, just put it all in perspective for them, and I think that that's maybe what Ruby's gonna do, because she's already done the other thing already.
Let's hope so then.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
I hope.
that go on.
No, so hopefully the season when it comes, it's going to be more uh, addictive, shall I say, than that
Oh,
Christmas episode for me.
yes. Well, you have at various points in your life been completely addicted to Doctor Who, so don't
Yeah.
expect to be anything less than that. Am I right, Lee?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, of
But
course.
you, you go into watching these sort of things with an open mind, and then you
Uh-huh.
come away thinking, is that all it was?
Mm.
Was
Oh,
that
okay.
it? I
Okay.
mean, and you think as well with Disney's backing, it would have been a
Disney's
bit more
backing doesn't mean that I mean, we're talking about Disney, but also, Disney has affected some of the fandom in a strange way, like,
Star Wars,
yeah,
Marvel.
like there have been some issues.
Yes, we know.
So what are you gonna do?
I know you can't please everybody, but it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Uh, Anything else you want to say about the church on Ruby Road?
Um, yeah,
Why was it called the church on Ruby Road?
I don't know.
Because the church really wasn't involved, was it?
No,
Apart from the
the
spire
name.
coming through
Oh
the.
yeah, that's right.
But
The
you would have thought with the
But it
title
wasn't that weird that when the Goblin King died, that the whole thing just kind of vanished?
fantasy. Um, and also as well, that's how it was sort of a similar ending for the Great Vampire in the State of Decay with
Oh yeah, precisely. Good one.
that
Good.
was a rocket going, but
The other way, but
it,
did he
it
did he just kind of vanish?
just disappeared.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
but it with the title being the Church on Ruby Road, you would have thought the church would have been more involved in the story.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you've got a character called Ruby,
Yeah.
but I was expecting the story to be involved in the church, but yeah, didn't happen really.
No.
So it didn't do what it said on the box.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
If you get a title of like Genesis of the Daleks, it does what it says on the box.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, I was expecting more. something to be involved with the church, but hey ho. Um, shall we go to final say and score?
Sure.
Over to you.
Okay. So I enjoyed this. I will give this because I did enjoy it a lot, and because I do see sort of where I think that they're starting this season, and how confusing it might get when we're talking about the two different first seasons.
Uh-huh.
'Cause apparently this is now the first season again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, why not just keep counting, dang it. Um, but yeah, it's a 9.5, 9.5 rope knots out of 10. I like the language of the ropes. The language, I thought that was really cool. The language of luck, the science of luck, that was
Mm,
cool. There were a lot of those little uh things that are challenging, but you're right, it was a lot more fantasy
mm.
than it was scientific.
And I mean, I know Matt Smith's era had been called, full of fantasy and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
it was more. There was more sci-fi than fantasy. But if you're going down the route of goblins and
uh,
uh, the science of luck and coincidence, that you're going down the total route of fantasy. Um,
that's true.
so for me, oh, this is a difficult one. Um, for the episode, I'll give it 5 goblins
All right.
for the episode, because the effects you can't knock the CGI. That was brilliant. But for for Shooty's characterization, straight away, I'm giving it that 8.5
Oh, nice.
because I think he's going to be a good doctor as he progresses.
All right.
Hopefully, the stories will be good for him and not disappoint. Not have any bad writing because that's where they fall flat on the face. If you've got bad writing, then the character of the Doctor falls down. And
Yeah, that's true.
so, but yeah, for his characterization, his performance, yeah, he's going to be a good one, I think.
I think so too.
Mm.
I think he's fun. I think he's got a hell of a lot of energy, and he's gonna be really
And
incredible to watch.
hopefully it'll last more than 2 seasons.
Yeah, more than
'Cause,
two or three.
well, they filmed the first and second season back to back, haven't they?
I didn't know that, but
Yeah,
I do. I do know that they have a sort of an unwritten agreement, I guess.
yeah. I think they've filmed them back to back, so he can go off and do something else while those this year and year after they can get broadcast while he's doing something else. And then because he's been asked about a third season and he hasn't committed to that,
Oh, oh,
so
oh, geez, really?
he hasn't
Wow.
really given a definite answer.
Okay.
So, but we'll get this first season out of the way first. See what happens.
Yeah,
But it has been said that there'll be no Daleks
and
and no
that makes you a happy Lee.
yeah, and no Cybermen.
Well, that's good because they're all stuck on Gallifrey anyway.
Are they?
Yeah,
Mm.
all of the whole Time Lord, uh, the folks that were on Gallifrey, the end of Jodie's time, they're all turned into not at the end of Jodie's time. kind of the middle. They were all turned into Cybermen.
Yeah, but what about Cybermen? What are out there?
I know. And what about all the Cybermen that came out of the Earth? I mean, there are a lot of possible Cybermen out there,
Yeah, but
but we don't need to see them.
but we've been told that those two won't be appearing in the first season. But we have, if you've watched the RTD documentary, there was an RTD documentary on TV the other night.
We didn't
Um,
get it.
yeah, well, I only watched it the other night because I was bored. Um,
Okay.
there is a villain coming up in one of the episodes, and the pixelated it so you couldn't see what it was.
Uh-huh.
But he was saying to the person, "Oh yeah, this is the boogeyman." So we're getting a boogeyman.
Oh,
So
okay.
we are going fantasy, aren't we?
I don't know. Maybe.
Hmm. But yeah, but we couldn't see the design of it because it was all pixelated. So that anything else then?
No, that was fun, and it
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
was really good.
Different,
It was
differences of
really good to
opinion.
discuss Doctor Who with you again.
Yeah, and I say we haven't sort of agreed here. We've got a difference of opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And
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 that's
you know, Lee has the right to be wrong about these things.
so do you.
I'm glad. Thanks for giving me that right.
Usually Americans are more wrong than the Brits.
Oh, I don't think that's necessarily the way it's all
I'm sure that's always the way it's
figured
been.
out. I don't know.
You were wrong when you threw the Brits out of America.
Uh, we never threw you guys out. We just assimilated you. You will be assimilated.
You long for the British rule.
Well, that's me. That's not my
You
people.
you long for tea and crumpets at 4 o'clock.
It's true. And the king, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah.
Uh,
Hmm. Yeah.
he
Anyways,
threw
moving on.
you. Uh, I mean,
Thank
his
you.
son had to run away to America.
Yeah, look what he's doing there now. Yeah. Yeah, don't get me started on him. Uh, waste of space.
No,
Uh,
but for the first half of his book, Spare,
mm,
he went along with my headcanon about the Princess Diana faking her death. First half of the book.
really?
Yeah, really.
No, I hadn't read. I haven't read it. I'm going to give it, that prat. This.
All right, don't you don't have to, but I just gotta tell you, I read it, I listened to it, like I
Yeah.
read all these other things. Like, thank you, Big Finish, for changing my whole dimension of literary assimilation or reading. Um, I was just amazed. I was like, Carrie, are you saying what I think you're saying over and over and over again? Oh my gosh, amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Maybe
know.
maybe he'll be proved right one day.
Maybe I will too, but I
Yeah,
doubt it.
I doubt it either. Um, yeah. So thank you for joining me doing this cast. It's been fun as always. As we've said, this is the last one we're doing of this year. Doesn't time fly?
Uh-huh.
Um, and we would like. I know we say it every week, but we would like some new faces to join us.
Uh-huh.
Um, so in 2024, if you would like to sit here, discuss movies, TVs, audio dramas, you name it, cult, retro, modern, um, just get in touch. You just message us on Facebook, X, Instagram. We're on all these social media platforms. You just have to be 18 because some of the things we watch movie-wise, are 18 rated and are a bit adult
Mm-hmm.
for young eyes.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
yeah, we just have to be 18 rated, and whatever thing you use, like a laptop or a PC or whatever, as long as it's got a camera and a microphone, you'll be allowed to come and join us. So come and join us. See, we only spend a couple of hours together on a weekend. The rest of the week's your own,
Yeah.
really. It's just a little get together. It's better than wandering the streets. So it does. It keeps us out of trouble.
Yep. It's true.
Yeah. So yeah. So let us know. Just leave us a message, and we'll see if we can get you on. And if you do subscribe to our YouTube channel, please remember to press the bell notification button, and you'll get notified every time we put a video up. Susan still can't get that bell to work. Has your dinger fell out, dear? A dinger's gone. Oh, matron. And on that note, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you in the new year with
Happy New
some
Year.
happy new year to you all out there, and we'll see you in the new year with some new casts, what we haven't thought up yet. So until then, enjoy yourselves.